Welcome. It's Brian Klesitz with Viral Marketing. I'm here, Parker. And we're going to talk about what he's doing for his 36 touch to his database. Last change in the market. We're going to go through a little bit we're seeing in the market, what we're seeing in real estate, so we can kind of gauge what changes need to be made when the mortgage rate goes from 3-4% upwards of 7. Parker, what interest rates are you seeing now on the loans when they come back at the time of this webinar?
Well, yeah, at the time of the webinar, we've
Right now,
actually
yeah.
had positive news, right? The last week rates have actually dropped a little bit, which has been exciting to see. So hopefully that continues to change, or at least
Yeah,
normalize a little bit.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through what his 36 touch marketing plan is. And this is something that everybody here can execute, put in place to make sure the phone continues to ring, where it's not so heavily dependent upon having a cold call, bug friends and family, or spend a bunch of money on advertising or paying a pound of flesh to a referral partner that gives you a lead. This puts you in control of your business, right, Parker? So why don't you just
Absolutely.
kind of
Yeah.
start off with just kind of give me a taste of what's going on with your team, what's going on with the market shift, what are you doing to handle the change in the real estate market right now from where you were maybe in the summer or spring to where we are now in the entering the winter?
Yeah. Yeah. So, to start, like, I think if you have ambitions of selling a lot of houses, whether you're a solo agent or a team or whatever it is, you need to really be thinking about how you're nurturing the lead after the sale and how that relationship is being handled. Because, as a team leader, we spend a lot of money acquiring these leads, generating business. And a lot of teams, from what I've seen, just kind of shut it off from the time that the closing happens, right? And now more than ever, being in touch with those people that you've sold homes to, or those people that are important in your database, matters more than ever. Because now is the opportunity to educate our databases and the people that know and trust us, that would potentially give us their business when the time is right. Now is that time, with all of this uncertainty that we're going through. That's where the 36 touch and then several other things that we're doing allows us to automate that and bring that value to the client.
So you've always been doing this, essentially, Parker, you take your Gmail contacts, your Outlook contacts, the contacts in your cell phone, the contacts in your CRM, all your lead nurtures. You take all those people and you start sending them stuff. You start consistently sending them helpful, educational things. And let's talk a little bit about, let's start with the first question, is this content calendar. How do you come up with what you send them? How do you come up with a topic of a video or a message that's relevant that you send out that people actually want to receive?
For sure. Well, the first part of that is that you have to create consistency in your schedule. So I don't care how good your content is. I don't care how many ideas you have. If you're not consistently getting that out there on a week-to-week basis, you're going to lose the game. So where I start first is always 11 a.m. on Wednesdays. I shoot my videos, like literally in the seat that I'm in right now. We've been doing video now for 5 years.
Do you
Right?
shoot them right like this on your webcam?
Just like this. Yeah.
You
Just like
look
this.
good.
Or
What type of
with
camera are you using?
yeah, just a MacBook. Yeah, I
Looks
got
great.
a couple of ring lights over here, and yeah, it polishes this up a little bit and makes me look decent. But that's not what it's about. It's about the connection of the database seeing the body language. It's not exactly about what you're saying all the time. It's about being present all the time. It's being there to be supportive, to let them know that you're still in business, you're still doing great. And hey, I want to help you understand what we're going through at the same time.
Got it. When it comes to topics, how do you know what to talk about?
Personally, I'm a student of real estate. I read, listen, watch everything from podcasts to books to YouTube, right? There's inspiration around us at all times. And one of my mentors told me this: Parker, you look around, when you're by yourself, think about the things that you're thinking about. When you're talking to other agents, what are you talking about? Both of those scenarios are relevant to anybody that wants to learn about real estate. Whether you're building, whether you're sharing, whether you're doing video, whatever it is, content lives around us at all times. What I try to do is I try to solve a problem, or I try to address a problem that is current and relevant in the marketplace. We have different lists that we segment out, but let's say we're talking to our past clients, we're going to talk about the marketplace. If I'm talking to agents in a different database, I'm talking to them about how to succeed in a shifting market,
So
how to
you have a
build.
36 touch to other agents, including a 36 touch just to consumers.
Yeah, the way that this has evolved, it started with consumers. Okay, back in the days when I was selling a lot of houses, that was my client, right? It was the consumer. And as we've grown the team, the focus has turned more on growing the company. However, we don't want to forget about the past clients. I'm still generating 50 plus referrals a year for my past client group. So that's running at one. I kind of look at it like they're silos, right? One silo, which is one 36 touch program, goes out to past clients in my database. I have one for agents and I have one for team leaders.
That's great. I'm going to post a link here to some topics you guys can use. So, Parker's in the game where he's listening to all these conversations of what's going on in the news, and he'll come up with a topic off the top of his head after doing this for 5 years and shoot a video answering a commonly asked question, let's say, into the camera right there on his laptop. That takes some skill to get there. But if you just want to be fed some topics that work, that people really want to know, we've done the YouTube research. I think, Parker, I signed a contract last week with our email service provider for $138,000 we wired, or going to wire every month, for millions and millions of emails. So I kind of know which ones get the best engagement, that get the best leads. I'm going to put a link here to those topics in the chat for you guys. So hopefully you guys can see that.
Yeah, Frank, what I would say too is that I would say, not just to like give you a plug here, but like a big contributor to content ideas has been viral marketing too. Like the way you literally send out scripts. I take those same scripts that you're probably going to share right now. I take these and I put them on our team Facebook page, our private page, right? I take them, I use them, I put them into a Google Drive for content ideas so that no matter what, I can always go back to that library and find something that might be useful today, just as it was a week ago or a year ago.
These are some of the top performing topics if you're looking for a content plan for 2023. And what's the title of a video that you want to send out, twice a month? They're right here on our website under industries, click real estate. And there you go. Those are really well researched. If you Google these questions, they're very popular, and you'll see a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of action right around these topics. So that's what the consumer wants to see. So cool. All right. So tell me, what exactly is the 36 touch? How often does it go out? What do you send out beyond the topic? Give me a little more of the infrastructure of that so everyone can model it.
Sure. Yeah. It's so every Wednesday, 11 o'clock, we film 2 videos. They go into the archives, they get edited, they get prepared, which of course you guys are taking care of for us. And then they get sent out. It's 2 emails, 2 video emails a month, 1 call to action email a month. That would be something like, do you want an updated analysis on your home? Or we're offering cash offers, or we work with investors who can offer cash offers if that's of interest to you, right? It's like Gary V, it's jab, jab, right hook, right? So you're adding value, but then you're asking for something. It's a hook, right? So just that system alone is sending out 36 touches. Then we add in our client events. We do 6 to 8 of those a year. Then we take that exact same list and we're retargeting them on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on all social media platforms. And on top of that, like when you add everything up, they're seeing our content almost every day, but they're being like touched, right? Contacted.
Uniquely.
Yeah. 60 plus times a year without me picking up the phone and being a sales, sleazy salesperson or asking for something, right? Hey, the market's slow. Like I need to sell some houses. No one's going to buy a house if that's the approach, right?
So you schedule time in your calendar, just like you schedule time to prospect, to create some type of piece of content so you can move from going one-to-one to one-to-many. And for you, that's creating helpful educational video tips, both for the consumer and for agents, because you're looking to build the company, right?
Correct.
And you send out 2 videos a month, 2 emails, 2 posts to the consumers, and 2 emails and 2 videos a month to the agents. But those same videos go on social media and they're advertised. So there's some frequency with that to those warm audiences. Fair enough? But you also said beyond those two videos, I want to move to the next chapter, so to speak here. We talked about the 12-month content calendar, and I gave you guys an example of that. But you have these lead generation call to actions, this third message every month that goes out that spikes response, that right hook. Like Gary Vaynerchuk talks about these jabs to warm up with the educational videos, then that hook to get like an actual lead, like somebody opting in. What are some offers for immediate response that you've sent out to your database, some emails that drive back to web forms that have generated quality buyer and seller leads for you?
Well, I think once a quarter, at least, to let's just talk about the people you sold houses to, you have to offer them an updated analysis on their home. What is it worth in this current marketplace? You'll be shocked how many people will click that button and say, yeah, I do want to know what's happening with my house. It's not like they can just hop on E-Trade here and see a realistic, accurate, ticker of where their house is at. It
Mhm.
takes a real estate agent to reach out, do that analysis, do that work, and then share with them what that actually means. So I think if you're doing that once a quarter, you're on par, right? Past that, guaranteed offers, cash offers in a marketplace that is shifting quite a bit because you have sellers who have a lot of equity who might want to just get out of their house. You also have a demographic. This is a much longer conversation, but a demographic of homeowners that have been in their homes forever. You've got the COVID clients that still aren't leaving their houses. People want quick offers. They want quick, so we're sending out things that are provoking responses. And that's the basis of marketing in general, is how are we getting people to respond to us so we can simply have a conversation?
I want to give the audience an example here. This isn't yours, but it's basically the same thing. But this is an example of a lead generation message that goes out. So find out the latest market price for your home, right, Parker?
Yep.
And it has all this information here and you can read it. Okay, but it looks something like this. And then this email goes out, and then when they click it, it goes to a simple form like this, where they put their information in when they're thinking of selling, the condition of the home, the type of property, roughly when it was built, if they're working with an agent, any other details, and then the lead. Got it? And then it says, great, I'm going to call you to get additional details, some pictures, a little FaceTime, a little Zoom to factor any unique features of your home and tell you what I would list it, let's say, on the MLS for. It's funny you said that. Just recently, we sent this out for another client. I'll just show you the leads.
That
this is
email
what
crushes for us.
Yeah, so this is
That's great.
this is a lead 3 days ago, but you can see all those answers in an email with all the contact information. And these are all leads that came. You know what I mean?
I mean, and Chris obviously has a
48. Yeah, he has a
massive
huge list.
database, but
Yeah. But isn't that cool that you can craft a message? And he got 13 listings. I asked him yesterday. So he booked 13 appointments from those leads. Now he has a big list. So it'd probably be less for most, but still the concept applies no matter what the size.
let me make a comment
And
on that. So it's not a simple, that method of marketing is not a short form Facebook click. It's not a low intent curiosity click. That's somebody who just went through a long form and selected several answers and inputted several things of their personal information to get to the point of having somebody give them an updated analysis, right? That's a legit lead right there. That's what I consider long form, right?
yeah,
Long
high
form
intent.
lead. It's a much higher intent. It's a much more serious person. So when that comes in, first thing you have to do is connect. You have to reach out, give them a call, send them a quick video if you don't get a hold of them, connect, have that conversation. And it's amazing where those conversations go.
Well, let's jump to that. So here's the third chapter. So we talked about the 12-month content calendar. We talked about second, some lead generation calls to action to send out for the 36 touch. And I just showed an example of that. But so the third thing I want to go a little bit deeper on is, okay, you're sending out all this stuff. Hopefully people just reach out to you, or you can track who's clicking the links in the videos, like who's clicking and watching this stuff. You can see those engagements in the email reports, right? And you have all these people opting in on these forms for maybe getting a cash offer on their home, registering for a free home seller workshop. Maybe you're teaching a webinar, a home seller workshop webinar. Find out what their home is worth when you send the email out to your database. Again, your database being all your contacts in your CRM, all the people in your Gmail, your Outlook, your phone. How do you follow up? What's the appointment setting follow-up scripts you use when calling these people to see who's actually interested in having a more in-depth conversation to, give you money,
I literally just did a video on
right?
this.
Hire you.
Yeah, I just did a video on this
Yeah.
for our team last night. And my approach, I don't know if it's going to be like off the wall, but I keep it super simple, and I keep it similar to what I would want to hear if somebody was calling me. And here it is. So it's IAA. It's intro, acknowledge, ask. You want me to just roll with it real quick?
Go.
Frank, it's Parker from Pemberton Homes. I'm
Hey.
calling you because you just filled out a form that I sent you through email.
Yeah, I saw
This
it.
email was sent to give my past clients and friends an updated analysis on their home.
Yeah, is my home value falling?
Well, you know what? The market is changing quite a bit right now, Frank. And that's why it's really important that you and I are having this conversation.
Yeah, I
Like,
was thinking of
keep it
selling my
simple.
house.
Like, there's no sales pitch here. Like, they literally clicked a button and they want to have a conversation with you, but don't waste their time. I'm calling you because I just saw this come in. I saw that you took the time to fill out the form.
And you gave me your number.
And you gave me your number. Yeah.
Yeah.
And email. Yeah. And
Yeah. And when you want to sell and everything else.
exactly.
Yeah.
So keep it really simple. Like, don't leave sales out of it. Like, they're already telling you they want to have a conversation, right?
It makes it so much more easier when you're doing your lead follow-up looking for business to call people who know who you are, and to call people that put their information to the forums, or call people watching your videos. There's like so much less friction than calling a stranger or following up with someone that didn't request to speak with you, or they don't know who you are. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The,
And you
the
have this
last part of
marketing
that,
plan that makes it easier. Yeah.
the last part of that is asking for the appointment, or asking for the face-to-face, because obviously that's what we're going for, is a face-to-face conversation, right?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
Frank, hey, I got your information. I know it's been a little while since we've talked. Are you available Thursday, or does Friday work better?
Sure. Yeah. I've been talking to my wife about possibly listing this thing, but I'm just worried we're not going to get the price we want anymore, because all I hear about is home values going down.
Well, in some markets they are. However, let's talk about what's unique about your property. Let's talk about what's unique about our market, not the
Oh, I
national
just put $50,000 into my kitchen.
market. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, Zillow, I think, is too low. I don't think Zillow is factoring that in when I go to Zillow. I'm like the perfect lead, aren't I?
It's the most important thing right now in a shifting market is face-to-face conversations. Like, you're not going to get anywhere unless you meet with somebody. You're not going to sell a single house unless you meet with somebody. So what are you doing to get to the point of having those face-to-face conversations? That should be the whole, in this market that we're in right now. We're no longer rushing to a door to open it. We're no longer competing with 50 people. Like, we need to get in front of people, be the advisors, educate them, and work with them to accomplish their goals. But it always has to start from a face-to-face appointment.
Cool. Let's move on to retargeting, next chapter. So I think, okay, we're going to make these helpful videos around the topics we talked about. We're going to email them out, post them on social media. But in addition, and then we're going to maybe track who's watching these videos to prioritize some follow-up, because you can get people that are clicking on the links inside the email program. We're also going to send out these, maybe every month, an offer, some reason to click, get a cash offer, find out what your home is worth, search for homes, that drives back to some forms, so we get some real high intent leads versus like someone clicking a link, right? But that's predominantly email and basic social media. You spend money on retargeting. Explain to everyone what that is and how that works. I'll see if I can pull up a Facebook account to show it. So go on.
Sure. Yeah. It's the simplest, most cost-effective way to win the eyeball game, in my opinion. The eyeball game is the exposure business. You can either spend money to be on billboards and radio, or you can blanket the internet through your social networks, through Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, and get literally everywhere, so everybody is seeing you all the time. For 99.99% of the agents out there and teams out there, that is the best way to go. So if you're taking the content that you're filming and you're able to strategically spread that through the internet, you will be omnipresent. People will see you all the time. And the comment that you'll get when you've succeeded at this is that they don't talk to you about something the topic of the video. They'll start saying, Parker, hey, I've been seeing you everywhere. Or Parker, hey, I've been seeing your videos. That means it's working.
I'm going to show you guys what a retargeting campaign looks like. Parker, I tried to log into your account, but my staff didn't give me access to your account because I'm not your account manager. So I'm just going to log into someone else's, but it's the same way they're set up. I'll show you guys. So this is what a Facebook ad account looks like. See that? Yep. And you can see here, there's $150 a month or $5 a day for retargeting. Got it. And in this retargeting audience, you would load up your whole database. You would upload the emails and phone numbers of everybody in your CRM and your Gmail, and maybe everyone who's visited your website, and maybe everyone who's interacted with a Facebook page, you know, or liked or shared. You can load all these nice warm retargeting audiences in here. So once you have that really nice list, you know, what are the types of ads you send? Well, there's really two. You have your educational videos and you have your offers, a nice mix of the two, the jab, jab, right hook. So what does it look like when you run a Facebook ad with a video? Well, looks something like this. There you go. Something like that. And then it runs it in all the different medias, retargeting and following everyone around with your video. Sound good? And when you click it, it just goes back to your blog. So something like that is just designed to get people to see you and know who you are, to, you know, give positive vibes when you call to build your brand, to know who you are. But then you have, how do I generate leads? Okay, well, I mean, these generate leads, but it's not really designed for that. This is more of a lead generation ad. Let's take a look at this one. Do you see that there is a little, it's a little small, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can make it bigger. Let's try that. Attention Greenville homeowners, home prices have started to slide with interest rates now over 7%. We have all cash buyers who still want to pay what your home is worth. Skip the stress and hassle of a traditional sale. If you're thinking of selling, request a guaranteed cash offer and close in your time on no showings. See that? So your warm audiences will see some version of that ad. Let's see. Let's check out the landing page. There we go. That looks better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They click it. Where does it go? Oh, nice. A form. And that's how you get the lead. And usually I find retargeting, you don't need much money because you can just work your warm audiences for like $5 a day.
It's an absolute no-brainer in my opinion. And there's a lot of companies out there you can hire to help you with this. You know, you can hire a specialist on Upwork, on Fiverr, or you can invest the time in learning yourself. And what you just showed, that long form, again, that's a high intent seller lead right there, because they
we can geek out a bit.
Yeah.
If you're driving traffic to a form that just says, give me your contact information, you want to drive traffic to a form that just has one simple question that you just click a button. So we're going to geek out. Ah, this is easy. Just one, oh, tap. Okay. Tap. I'm getting you invested in the form, right, Parker?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's not until the end. Nice, easy question. The questions become more complicated. Okay, I'm going to hit you for the property address. And kind of when you show the field, see that? It's leading up to getting you invested to give over the full contact information, as opposed to asking for the contact information right away. We actually get a better conversion rate asking for more information done right than just less information straight to contact info. That's the marketer in me.
Well, and guess what? You take those leads that you just got from that retargeting ad, you put them into your 36 touch campaign.
36 touch, exactly.
So now they're getting all of your stuff weekly. I mean, and you'll just never go away. And you will be the brand. Whether or not they're in the market right now to buy or sell is irrelevant. But if they're seeing you all the time, when it becomes time, you will be top of mind. That's the goal of marketing.
So let's see, let's wrap this up. You have thousands of past clients and lead nurturers in your CRM. You're reducing your reliance on cold internet leads and traditional advertising, as you probably do in a shifted market. to double down on your current relationships to maintain profitability and consistent listing pipeline. We shared a 12-month content calendar. We shared some lead generation calls to action. Those same calendar are the emails that go out in the topics. We talked about appointment setting follow-up scripts, and we showed you a social media retargeting plan. And I think anyone here could probably execute on this. What's your last piece of advice for someone that's coming here for your team? These are for the members of your team or agents that you know that need a way to consistently bring in business and they want to double down their database. Oh, let's wrap it up. You got about 4 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just look at the next 6 months. What would I do if I was making a shift or I wanted to increase my business? I would be doubling or tripling down on my marketing efforts. I would be putting out a piece of information or content a day, right? Maybe you're posting once a week. Maybe you're sending one email a month. I would send an email twice a week. Do that for the next 6 months of valuable information. Post once a day. If you're not doing video, post 3 videos this week. What's going to happen from this massive amount of more marketing in your business is that when we snap out of this and when people start to see interest rates normalize, they're going to get more comfortable to transact. And when they're more comfortable to transact, they're going to look for the agent that's going to provide them the most certainty, right? Because as we know, I think this is a safe space to say 600, 700, 800,000 agents are supposed to leave the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the competition is far less. It's your job to establish yourself in the next 6 months so that when we get back to that point, you're getting those phone calls. That's what I would focus on, other than everything that we just put into place, right? You could copy my marketing plan too. Film your videos every Wednesday at 11. Heck, send them to me. I'll watch them and I'll tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you to post it either way. I don't care. Like, posting a video is a hell of a lot better than not posting a video. But if you want my thoughts, send them to me. I'm happy to help.
Let me wrap up with a little exercise for the audience. If you guys can pull out your cell phones, just pull out your cell phone, and I want you to go type in, go to the App Store or the Play Store, whatever it is that you use, and type in export contacts by Covey. All right, so export contacts by Covey. It's going to look something like this. I'll put it on the screen, this app. All right. And there's a free one too. You don't have to pay for it. Export contacts by Covey. And it'll very quickly tell you how many contacts are in your cell phone, and it will just email you a spreadsheet of the whole export real easy. How great is that? So real quickly rips all the contacts out of your cell phone into a spreadsheet that you can email to yourself. Got it?
That's amazing.
Do that. Hey, database. Got it? Number 2, I got something else. Go to your Gmail, or let's just assume you use Gmail. And I'm going to go to contacts.google.com. These are my contacts. All right. And when you're there, actually scroll down to the lower left and click Other Contacts. And once you click Other Contacts, just click the first one. You could just click the first contact. And this little drop down here, select all. All right. And give it some time so it selects literally everyone you've ever emailed in your entire life. And then right here on these 3 dots, click Export. I have 9,000 contacts. Export. So now I have all the contacts in my Gmail that I've communicated with. I have all the contacts in my cell phone. And then you can go into your CRM, whatever it is that you're using, export that. All right. Now, most of those, not most, but a good significant, those emails are bad. When we renewed our contract with our email marketing company, Parker, they told us we have some of the highest deliverability in the industry, 97% of all their customers.
Wow.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked too. That's pretty amazing, right? When you send millions. The secret to that is we always scrub the list before we import it into the email program. This is who we use, Never Bounce. You take those lists, upload them here, and they'll remove all the bad emails. So you can see here, you just upload those 3 lists that we talked about, and you download your clean one, and now they're deliverable. And now you take those lists and you upload them to Facebook so you can run ads to them. And you take those lists and you put them into an email marketing program. And now you start communicating with what we talked about today. I find that as a big hurdle of like, oh, wow. I could just send an email out back to a form and I get all these leads. I can send a video out that people want and they're gonna watch it. Generally speaking, yes. And you can track it all.
You guys do that for us, don't you? Don't you do it like
We
every
do.
quarter?
Well, that is, yes, we do. And there's integrations too with Zapier and RealSync. RealSync has a service where it'll actually sync your Google contacts in real time to your email marketing program.
Hmm.
You can sync those audiences in real time to Facebook ads. Gets a little more complicated. There's ways to automate that basic process. But yeah, you give us money to help you execute all this, and thank you. So, but I just thought, whether you want to hire our firm or do it yourself, the general concepts of doing something like this really make your life so much easier trying to find business as any professional, especially real estate, because it's such wide appeal where you can send out real estate information to a general audience of that size and it's still pretty relevant. So,
Absolutely.
Parker, how does someone get involved with you if they want to work with you or join your team or whatnot, or they have a referral for you there?
Yeah. Well, thanks for asking. My email, hopefully it's posted. It's parker@teampemberton.com.
I'll post in the chat.
Yep. And I'm active on Facebook. My great staff takes care of the other ones, but I am in charge of my Facebook account. So if you send me a message on there, it always gets to me right away. So I love helping. Anything you guys need, just reach out.
If you guys want a copy of the marketing plan, a little more in depth that Parker follows, if you go to getviral.com, GETVYRAL, and download the official video marketing plan right on the homepage, you guys can get the copy of that. So, Parker, I promised 30 minutes and everyone registered to get the information on the webinar registration page. And I think we delivered.
Thanks a lot, Frank. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
See ya.
Take care.